Hello viewers, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Emeka, the Chief Priest, also known as Maazi Chukwuemeka. On this channel, I discuss spiritual tips and help people live a spiritual active life. Today, we want to talk about dreams. Are you the type that you'll be seeing some strange things happening to you through dreams? You'll be having different kind of nightmares. I keep saying that dream is a medium that you can be giving information, spiritual information. Dream is just a medium. Dream is not actually for you to sleep and replay things in your head. Science have been telling us that dreams is just a replay of things that we have garnered within the day, or things that are playing, like that has been stored in our memory space. But that's not dream. That is not the truth. Dream is just a medium that information can be transmitted from the spirit realm to the physical realm. That is dream. That is how you see dream. So sometimes before something happens or manifests in the physical, it will be revealed to you in the dream. That is why if you look at the word breakfast, it is good for you not to eat very heavily in the night, because each time you eat very heavily during the night time, you will have difficulty of transmitting that information that you've acquired in the dream into your memory space, into your brain. So it's very difficult for you to transmit that information from the spirit realm, from the spiritual realm to into your memory bank. That's your brain. And that's why sometimes you find it difficult to remember your dreams. So many people have been asking me, why is it that I can't remember my dreams? And I keep telling them that the reason why you don't remember your dreams is that it depends on, number one, the food that you ate. Sometimes when you eat food that is very, let's say, that has a lot of fat and that makes you drowsy, or sometimes when you take substances like you take alcoholic drinks, they make you feel so weak that even the nighttime, when your brain is about to transmit information from, or wants to receive information, it will be difficult for it to work, because your brain is already clogged. It is already filled, or it is having difficulty to receive that information. So that is why some of you can't remember your dreams. Some of the things that will definitely happen to you might come to you in form of dreams. And if you have a receptive mind, and if you are someone that meditates a lot, you will end up understanding what each dream is all about. You'll be able to translate anything you see in your dream into the physical realm. I'll give out some kind of things that when you see them happening in your dream, it is a time for you to run fast and make haste while the sun shines. It is better to find the black goats in the daytime, like our Igbo ancestors will say. That is what our Igbo ancestors will always say. It is very good for you to find the black goat in the daytime, because when it's nighttime, it will be difficult to find that black goat. So what are the signs that, or what are the things when you see them in your dream, you know that it's time for you to run fast and do the needful? Some will be something that has been sent to you from the negative forces in order to to pull you down. Some might be a warning from your ancestors. Some might be a warning from your spiritual associates or mates. Some of the things you see on your dream are just a sign that sometimes when you've unplugged yourself from the spirit realm and you are living a detached life, your spiritual forces may want to warn you and tell you that you've drifted, you've unplugged yourself from the source. And how does this happen? It happens when you discover, or when you are living a life that is not worthy of emulation. Some of you behave in some kind of ways, and I'm here to judge you. mm, But some of you, you attend clubs. It's not that you attend clubs, you mingle with people that are very occultic. You mingle with bad folks, people that are actually drinking human blood. mm. You engage yourself in unwholesome lifestyle like excessive drinking, excessive smoking. You know, some of these things that you do, it makes your spiritual associates or spiritual mates or even your ancestors to withdraw a little from you, and they will start warning you. So sometimes when things happen in the physical realm, you will definitely trace it. You will definitely trace it to something that might have been shown to people in the spiritual realm. When you see yourself fighting in the dream, you usually see yourself fighting in the dream. mm, Or you are the type when you see yourself visiting a burial site, or you are always in a burial ceremony. Have you been seeing yourself in a burial ceremony, or let's say in within a cemetery area where people are buried? Mm? It is time that you need to come back and do the needful by making sure that you do the necessary sacrifices so that it doesn't translate into the physical. Mm? Are you the type that you always see yourself being arrested by police people? Maybe you see yourself face to face with a police officer and he handcuffs you. Or they come in a group and they handcuff and they find you and handcuff you. It is the time for you to know that you have to do the needful. Are you the type that you are seeing yourself carrying a heavy load and you are climbing a hill? Are you the type that you see yourself going back to the school that you graduated from? Are you the type you see yourself going back to the school that you graduated from? Are you the type that you see yourself going back to the master that you served before that settled you? But you see yourself going back to that master. Have you seen yourself in a dream where you see a hen digging the ground? You know the way you see a hen digging the ground in physical. If you see it in your dream, it is the time for you to run and do the needful. Are you the type that you see a pussycat or an owl? You know, owl, that bird that flies in the night, or you see a pussycat, you know that you're under witchcraft attack. It is the time to make haste. It is the time to come and do the needful. Okay, are you the type that you see yourself in a room that is locked and you are struggling how to get out of this room? Or are you the type that you see yourself in a hole? You see a hole that is very big, you are struggling to get out of this hole. Or are you the type that you see yourself in a big forest, in a mighty forest, and you cannot trace your way out of this forest, that you are trying to navigate your way and it's very difficult? Are you the type that someone attacked you, or you saw a ghost in your dream and you shouted? And inside that dream you shouted, and even in the physical you came out with that shout. You, like, a nightmare. You know what we call the nightmare. Are you the type that you see yourself wearing old dirty clothes? Just like this, the way you see these mad people wearing dirty clothes. Do you see yourself in that dream, doing those things? Are you the type you see yourself in the dream being chased by armed robbers? Are you the type that you saw yourself, you're finding something in the dream and you cannot find it? You're looking for something in the dream and you cannot find it. Are you the type that you are picking rotten, spoiled fruits? You know where fruits usually fall down, and you are picking the rotten ones, smelly, rotten fruits. Are you the type that you are involved in a ghastly motor accident? It is a time for you to know that it calls for spiritual exercise. This is not the time to start binding and casting and praying and saying Holy Ghost fire and all that. It is time to start looking for a black goat in the daytime, like our ancestors would say. It is the time for you to seek for spiritual services. There's a particular spiritual exercise you must do. We call it Aja, Echo Aja Nde Omonuke. And what is this Ogbonuke? Ogbonuke are your spiritual associates or your spiritual mates that are trying to, they are giving that designated that duty to check the exercise that you have been doing, in order to cause a problem for you. Let me use in a layman's language. In the physical realm, you have all those guys that you call them the misfits, or you call them the miscreants in the society. Some of them are actually maybe your mates, or some of them are your friends, or those misfits in the society, or miscreants, or those guys you see them, they are the gang related people, that they can foment trouble at any time. This is how it is in the spiritual realm. We call them the Nduke. These Nduke people, they can foment trouble at any time. That is why if you're someone that you're following ordinary Igbo spirituality, make sure whenever you're doing any form of spiritual exercise, make sure you're settling these people. Remember, this Nduke, they can even make a way for you. The same way in the physical world, if you're settling these miscreants or misfits, you must find them in every society, even the most advanced society. These miscreants or misfits are almost everywhere, even in the most developed environment or societies. You must find them. They can foment trouble. If you are the one that you don't settle them, that you always do things on your own, when you are in trouble, they are the ones. If you're settling them or you're giving them what belongs to them, whenever there's trouble, they will be the ones that will come and save you. But when you are experiencing those things I mentioned in your dreams, you realize they're the ones that are also creating those havocs. They are the misfits, the miscreants, the gang related people. They can foment trouble at any time. So when you are doing any spiritual exercise, make sure you acknowledge them. And there's a kind of spiritual exercise you need to carry out. We'll call it Ajanda Ogbonuke. I don't know what I may call it in your own dialect, but this is the kind of settlement you settle them, those spiritual troublemakers. They are also part of your spiritual associates and mates, but their own field is just to make sure that if they realize that you are making money or you are doing well and you don't remember them, their job is to make sure they will foment trouble for you and they will scatter. They can do, as arsonists, they can put house on fire at any given time, just to express their displeasure of how the society is not taking good care of them. Yours is just to make sure you settle them. Just those things I mentioned that you'll be seeing in your dreams. Know that those ones have started taking um, power over you. So once you do this Ajanda Ogbonuke, they will be able to find their way and leave you to enjoy your life. So you can carry out, I'm going to list out the items that you can do. If you can't find a way of doing it in your own premise, or you don't have someone that can do it on your behalf, maybe you're someone that is living in abroad and you cannot have the convenience or the space to do it, you can delegate someone in your hometown to do it for you. I'll list out the items that you can use to do this Ajanda Ogbonuke. And once the person do it, you start seeing things start moving in the right direction for you. And I'll list them out. Number one, you must have a native egg. A native egg will be involved. You have alligator pepper, native chalk. Native chalk must be involved. You have offer stick, a little baby offer stick must be involved. You have like Fanta. Fanta must also be involved. Okay, you can have AB. There's something we call AB. I don't know whether you've seen it before. We call it AB. AB Nebio. You must have it inside that local basket. When you're doing this, don't use plastic. You use local baskets to do it. Dry gin, local dry gin. You have a dough. As you can see on your screen, this is a dough. Then you have kola nuts. All these items I mentioned here are very, very important. Once you do it, then you move to a road that has, let's say, a three-way road, an intersection. Some of you, because you're staying in the city, you cannot be able to do this because you must do this either on a road that has three-way. And this three-way is just that spirits usually come around where there's a junction. And that is where most accidents happen. Most people that are in the city will discover that they usually happen where you have an intersection, let's say a junction. So if you are not staying in the village or you stay in the city where you cannot have access to this junction, somebody that is in your village, because I believe that everybody comes from from somewhere. Somebody in the village can do this for you. You cannot do this in the city. But if you are living in the city where you have maybe a lonely road, where you have an, let's say, a three-way or a junction, you can do this yourself. Then if you don't have someone that can do it and you yourself do not have any convenience of doing it, then you can delegate it to a third party, and that is where I'm going to come in. I will do it on your behalf. I will be able to do it, and it's my work, and do it very well for you. All I will chat with you on WhatsApp and tell you other items I will need from you that can be needed, and then I will do it, and you start seeing changes on your way. So if you want to also to do alpha, because sometimes you can't just do this, you also need to do alpha to verify whether it is true. And let me tell you how spiritual things work. That thing you saw in your dream may end up coming in alpha. Alpha will end up revealing it. So you see that thing you saw in your dream and the one that will be seen in alpha may end up connecting. That's how spiritual things work. So in case you wanted to do alpha, to check, to know what is going on in your life, alpha is a spiritual diagnosis. It's just like a spiritual inquiry to know why things are happening the way it's happening. So in case you want to have an alpha consultation appointment with me, you can chat me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is 09040113281. Thanks for stopping by. Till we see in the next video. Yagazie.